What if Darth Vader had an upgraded suit? The dim light of Vader's meditation chamber cast long shadows on his black armor. He sat motionless, his respirator hissing rhythmically, his mind lost in thought. Ever since the encounter with Grand Admiral Thrawn years ago, Vader had been intrigued by the rare material known as cortosis. Its unique properties, resisting lightsabers and rendering them temporarily inert, had stuck in his mind as a potential tool. 4 years, Vader had served as the Emperor's enforcer, but his thoughts often drifted to freedom. Freedom from Sidious's iron grip. If he were to challenge the Dark Lord, he would need more than his mastery of the Force. He would need an edge, something that could withstand not just Palpatine's lightsaber, but his devastating Force lightning. Now, deep within his castle on Mustafar, Vader's plan was coming to fruition. The laboratory deep beneath Vader's fortress was abuzz with activity. Droid engineers and technicians worked tirelessly under the Sith Lord's watchful gaze. Cortosis, or mined from the depths of Lothal during his mission with Thrawn, had been refined and forged into plates of sleek, dark armor. Vader raised his hand, inspecting one of the finished pieces. The matte black cortosis shone faintly under the sterile lights, an unassuming appearance that belied its formidable properties. The modifications went beyond the armor. The suit was now lighter, granting him increased mobility without sacrificing durability. Its internal systems had been overhauled, offering improved life support and heightened physical augmentation. Most importantly, Vader had ensured the removal of materials that made him vulnerable to Force lightning, a deliberate move to counter his master's deadliest weapon. As the droids secured the final plates of armor to his body, Vader flexed his mechanical fingers. The suit felt powerful. He activated his lightsaber, watching the crimson blade hum against the cortosis plating. As expected, the blade flickered and died upon contact, rendered inert by the energy-absorbing properties of the material. Yes, Vader rumbled. This will do. Vader sought to test his new suit. His hunt brought him to the jungle world of Felucia, a planet teeming with vibrant, alien flora and dangerous fauna. Quinlan Vos had been spotted here, using his psychometry to uncover and destroy Imperial supply chains. A surviving Jedi, Vos was as elusive as he was skilled, and Vader relished the challenge. The dense jungle closed in around him as Vader moved silently through the undergrowth. The new suit sensors fed him a steady stream of information, mapping the terrain and detecting life forms. Every step he took was deliberate, his presence an oppressive weight in the Force that spread terror through the wildlife. Quinlan Vos sensed him before he saw him. Meditating atop a jagged cliff, Vos opened his eyes and frowned. "So, you've come," he murmured. Igniting his green lightsaber, Vos leaped down from his perch, his movements fluid and precise. "I don't know what monstrosity you've made yourself into, Vader, but it doesn't matter. I won't run." "You will die," Vader replied coldly, his crimson blade snapping to life. Vos attacked with a ferocity that would have overwhelmed most opponents. His acrobatics and precision strikes forced Vader onto the defensive, their blades clashing in a dazzling display of light and sparks. But when Vos's blade struck the cortosis armor, it sputtered and deactivated. "What?" Vos gasped, flipping backward to regain distance and reignite his lightsaber. Vader advanced methodically, his movements slower but deliberate. "Your weapon is useless against me." Vos gritted his teeth, shifting tactics. He leaped into the air, using the Force to hurl a massive boulder at Vader. The Dark Lord raised his hand, catching the projectile mid-flight and sending it hurtling back. Vos barely avoided the impact, rolling to the side. "You can't win, Vos," Vader intoned, slashing through the dense vegetation to reach his quarry. Vos reached out with the Force, pulling down a thick canopy of vines and branches to entangle Vader. But the Sith Lord's armor resisted the crushing weight, and with a burst of energy, he tore through the obstruction. Vader extended his hand, gripping Vos with an unyielding force choke. The Jedi dropped his saber, clawing at his throat. "Your efforts are meaningless," Vader said, his voice colder than the grave. "You cannot escape the power of the dark side." Vos's vision blurred as he struggled against the crushing grip. Summoning the last of his strength, he hurled a wave of force energy, breaking Vader's hold and sending the Sith Lord stumbling back. "You'll have to do better than that," Vos said, panting. Vader's response was a surge of dark energy that threw Vos against a tree with bone-shattering force. As the Jedi crumpled to the ground, Vader approached, igniting his lightsaber once more. "No," Vos muttered, his strength failing him. Vader raised his blade, and with a swift, merciless strike, ended the Jedi's life. Back aboard his Star Destroyer, Vader stood in his meditation chamber, his mind racing. The battle had proven the worth of his new armor, but it also confirmed his suspicions. Palpatine's rule was fragile. The Emperor had relied on secrecy and manipulation, and Vader now possessed the means to shatter that foundation. He clenched his fist, the cortosis plating glinting in the dim light. "Your time will come, my master," he vowed. "The Sith will rise under my rule." Vader's new armor struck fear into the hearts of his enemies, but it also drew the attention of the Emperor. Sidious, ever watchful, began to sense his apprentice's growing ambition. On Naboo, in a hidden vault beneath Theed, Palpatine reviewed schematics for his own new plans. "Let him plot," the Sith Lord mused to himself, a sinister smile crossing his lips. "The dark side is eternal, and I am its master." The throne room aboard the Emperor's personal Star Destroyer, Eclipse, was a dark and oppressive place. The walls were adorned with crimson banners, and the cold durasteel floor reflected the flickering light of the room's oversized viewscreen. Darth Vader stood at the entrance, his presence a towering shadow against the dim light. Emperor Palpatine sat on his throne, his fingers steepled. His hood cast a shadow over his pale, wrinkled face, but his yellow eyes glinted with curiosity. "Ah, Lord Vader," Palpatine greeted, his voice smooth and calculating. "You come unbidden. What urgent matter compels you to disturb me?" Vader stepped forward, his heavy boots echoing ominously. "The galaxy will not bend to your rule forever. Your vision of power is flawed." Palpatine chuckled softly. "A bold claim. But I sense something new about you, my apprentice. Confidence, perhaps? Or is it defiance?" The Sith Lord rose from his throne, his frail appearance belying the immense power that radiated from him. "Do you mean to challenge me, Lord Vader?" Vader ignited his crimson lightsaber. "Your time has passed, my master. The dark side belongs to me now." Palpatine laughed, a guttural, menacing sound that reverberated through the room. With a flick of his wrist, his own red blade ignited. "You dare challenge the dark side itself?" Vader lunged, his blade slashing downward with immense power. Palpatine sidestepped with uncanny speed, countering with a flurry of strikes. The throne room filled with a hum and crackle of lightsabers as the two Sith dueled with ferocious intensity. Vader's cortosis armor proved its worth as Palpatine's blade glanced off it, momentarily shorting out. But Sidious anticipated this, using the momentary deactivation to hurl a blast of force lightning. The lightning struck Vader's armor but dissipated harmlessly. The Sith Lord pressed his advantage, his strikes relentless and calculated. "Your tricks will not save you," Vader growled. Palpatine snarled, his yellow eyes burning with fury. "You underestimate me, as all apprentices do." Sidious raised both hands, summoning a torrent of force energy that tore apart the room. Chunks of durasteel flew through the air, and the throne itself was crushed under the pressure. Vader stumbled but recovered quickly, his armor shielding him from much of the destruction. The two combatants circled each other, the force rippling between them. Sidious grinned. "You have become strong, Lord Vader, but you are still a shadow of your former self. Do you truly believe you can defeat me?" Vader did not respond with words. Instead, he unleashed a powerful force push that sent Sidious hurtling into a wall. The Emperor recovered mid-air, landing gracefully and retaliating with another lightning strike, this time infused with enough energy to shatter the room's reinforced glass viewport. The vacuum of space loomed, but emergency shields snapped into place, stabilizing the environment. Sidious used the distraction to leap toward Vader, his blade slashing with deadly precision. Vader caught the strike with his own blade, locking the two in a deadly stalemate. "The dark side is mine," Vader roared, using his immense strength to overpower his former master. But Palpatine's grin only widened. "You think the dark side serves you, but you serve it. And through it, you serve me." Before Vader could respond, Palpatine unleashed a massive wave of dark energy, sending Vader crashing into the shattered remnants of the throne. The Cortosis armor absorbed much of the impact, but the blow rattled the Sith Lord. Sidious stood over him, his lightsaber poised for the killing strike. "You have grown arrogant, my apprentice. That will be your undoing." Vader, summoning every ounce of his power, extended his hand and caught Sidious in a force choke. The Emperor's eyes widened in genuine surprise as he was lifted off the ground. "You are nothing without me," Sidious rasped, struggling against the invisible grip. Vader's grip tightened. "Then I will be nothing." But before Vader could finish the job, a surge of dark energy erupted from Sidious, throwing him across the room. Sidious landed, coughing but alive. "You disappoint me, Lord Vader," Sidious said, retreating toward a hidden exit. "You are powerful, but not enough." Palpatine disappeared into the shadows, his presence fading from Vader's senses. Alone in the ruined throne room, Vader deactivated his lightsaber and clenched his fist. The fight had been a draw, but it had proven one thing: the Emperor could be defeated. He was not invincible. Vader stared out at the stars, his thoughts racing. "One day, you will fall," he vowed, "and it will be by my hand." Back on Mustafar, Vader sat in his meditation chamber, plotting his next move. His confrontation with Sidious had exposed his limitations, but it had also revealed the cracks in the Emperor's armor. Far away, on Exegol, Sidious stood before a massive cloning tank, his face twisted in anger. "The apprentice has grown strong," he mused, "but strength alone will not save him." The galaxy remained in the grip of darkness, but a storm was brewing. Two Sith Lords, Master and Apprentice, prepared for their final reckoning. Drop the scenarios you would like to see in the comments, and I will pick one every week. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.